So that's Factz. That's Factz. You are now tuned in. So that's Factz. That's Factz. You are now tuned in.
Stick your finger up when I have to
So
finish
that's
this
Factz. It's time for That's Factz. That's Factz. You are now tuned in.
Hey Samson, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good, good.
Yeah.
So I asked you to come onto That's Factz because how many years have we known each other?
Man, 10 plus.
At least.
At least.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember you then, because I'm not gonna put out no years and dates. You feel me? I remember how you were then, and then I see you now, and I see two completely different people.
Wow. Okay.
And I had a question from B. Rush, and his question was, what was up with the long hiatus?
Okay.
First off, my mom passed away in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So like after that, it kind of, I was dealing with that, and I was having struggles dealing with that. So I went to substance and started messing around, and that's what I used to cope with at the time on my mom's death. That's what I thought would help me get through it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that and come out of that?
Truthfully, I got in trouble. I got in trouble. Went to jail for a little bit.
Okay.
And spent some time in jail. Got to reflect, and I got put in this program. And I had some awesome counselors.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Davinia Robinson. She was like
one of my counselors, and she was just awesome. And I kind of started writing music a little bit, and we used to have these sessions like 3 times a week, and every Friday she would have me perform for the class.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was dope. So and I'm writing about things that I've been through, and my recovery, and how I dealt with my mom's death, and where I came from, and so it was definitely a blessing having her believing what I was doing, and letting me share my story with everybody. So it definitely helped.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Can you talk about anything in there, like as far as the program? What was it like in there?
I mean, it was dope. It was definitely like, if you were trying to make a change and like you were trying to program and do something different, it was definitely an opportunity for you to do that, because they helped you out. Like when I went to jail and I got out, I didn't have shit. I had no ID. I didn't have my social security card. I really went balls to the wall. So when I got out, they helped me, get my paperwork, get my birth certificate, get my social security, dentist appointments, the whole nine. So it was definitely a good program, and I still talk to my counselor. I talked to her yesterday.
Okay. So you keep in touch.
Absolutely. It keeps me right, and she definitely cared. She invested, and me and my family, my niece and my nephew, and my sister, and if I just have questions or I'm going through something or I just don't need some answers for something, I can call her, and she'll definitely tap in with me and let me.
Being completely transparent, she also shared with him he is the only one from his graduating class that is still clean and still sober. And he's the reason why she does what she does for the people that make it and follow their dreams.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Do you go back to encourage those that are still in every now and then?
I have friends. Like that's one thing that we do. Like we definitely try to reach out.
Friends that are still in the streets, still struggling with addiction, and they know we're there. We pull up. Like I got a friend that's still in the streets. I pull up on them, check on them, and just let them know like this door is open. When you're ready to get out of the streets and ready to want to do something different, we have all the opportunity for you and all the places and outlets for you to go get some treatment, get some help, go to sober living, whatever you're trying to do. So we definitely support that, and so we definitely try to give back and try to get my friends that are still out there to I just try to set an example. That's all I can do. Like see what happens when you do it like this, or you see what happens when you do it like this. And all I can do is just set an example. And hopefully they, you know, it's just they have to want it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They have to want it, and that's what I learned. Like, cause like in the beginning we were like really hands on, like trying to, and we figured out like we kind of want it more than they do. So if they don't want it, if they ain't ready, they ain't ready. You know, everybody has their journey, and you know they have to figure it out. You know.
But most importantly, both of our siblings have followed, because I also went to treatment prior to Samson. So, but both our siblings have followed. His sister's currently in treatment, and my brother just finished a 90-day program. So,
Oh, yes, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. How long was the program?
It was supposed to be a year, but I ended up doing 2 years. Because it's like, I mean, it's really like you're going to class 3 days a week, and you have to drug test every time they call your color. So, you know, and if you missed, because I missed, like, it was like Thanksgiving or something, and they closed early, so I missed. I was at work. And boom, they set you back like 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was like a week away from graduating, and I missed a UA, and it was actually a blessing, because I figured out that I still needed more time in this program. So I just took it on the chin and, you know, went with it.
Yeah.
And it was definitely one of the I mean, it saved my life. It really did.
Now we came back across each other when we did the Backstage Uncut Festival, and you were pushing This Is the Way
Right.
at the time, and you performed with Daisha at, which I rarely see. I don't always see a lot of couples perform together. So before I get into talking about some music, I would like to talk about that, because this is definitely different from my brother here, because Samson was like a whole hot mess back then. I mean, boy, you had to keep a pen. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. He wasn't that bad. But no, I mean, this is definitely different. It's 2021, and we're in a whole new era, and most girls or women, I'll say, they really would just rather assume the persona and have the name on their back and just Miss Samson. You definitely you are definitely your own woman, your own person, and you bring your own to the table, clearly. So, which I salute you.
Thank you.
I'm all about women empowerment.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
How did this come together?
So how did we meet, or how did the music? Like,
Okay, how did you meet? I won't stay in there long.
Okay.
But how did you meet?
We met through a mutual friend. We were, you know, chilling, listening to some music in my boy's garage, and everybody was sitting down. She didn't have a chair, so I went and got a chair for her.
Okay.
And the rest is pretty much history, you know.
Just
Ever
like
the
that.
gentleman, just like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
we gotta be grown over here. We know what we want.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. And so from there, how did you get into the music with Samson? Now, how did that?
She just be like, when I'm writing, because I usually write in the car, and I usually like practice my stuff in the car, and she's just right there. And I write, and she sees the whole process, so she knows all the words. And then like, This Is the Way, I mean, because that's always how I did like my shows. Like, always had a hype man that pretty much catches all the N words. And she was just, and one day, you know, I'm like, actually, yeah, go ahead, do them M parts right there, do them M parts.
Yeah.
And it just kind of happened. And then we started doing like these little shows that, shout out to P Freeze, IG the label, like during the quarantine, they would have like these little private shows. And so we would go up there, and you know, that's when I first did This Is the Way. And it kind of just happened organically. Like I'm on the stage or whatever doing the song, and she's kind of like in the background doing the ad-libs, and people are like, what the, you know, and I'm like, matter of fact, just, you know, bring your ass over here.
I don't mind staying in the back. I actually prefer to be in back, not in front of the cameras. you know, just supporting him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I mean, sometimes I gotta go in front of the camera.
So do you sing? Do you rap?
I'm
At
definitely
all?
from a background of music. My father was in a band here growing up. He
Okay.
played at Moulin Rouge. He played at Sharks Club. So I'm definitely from a music background. Grew up, you know, going to choir in high school and stuff like that, going to festivals. But definitely not my dream or career. I'm just here for my man, and I support him, and I believe. I've been here to witness everything that's happened for him, and it's been organic.
Yeah.
And there's just no denying what's to come for him. So I'm here for all of that.
Say that, girl. That's right. I love to see that support all day. And you've been an independent artist for how long now?
I would say,
I mean, because I was with Campfire, and then when I got with LB Boys, we were under Universal. That situation wasn't that long, so I'd say, I mean, now for the past 5 years, you know.
You've been indie.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the manager, the...
I like to call myself human resources
Yes, HR.
because I'm hands-on with the people. He has a manager. Shout out to
Yeah.
AMG.
AMG,
He does all the paperwork and the back end stuff for Samson. But I'm definitely out here promotion, selling tickets,
Okay.
hyping. I'm pretty much trying to be anything that he needs.
I like that. That's beautiful. Yeah. More brothers need that. How long have you been with AMG?
Probably, okay, before my hiatus, like Devin, he had, you know, started managing, and so like he was managing me a little bit like before, you know, probably like a year or so, and then, you know, I went on my hiatus, and then, you know, while I was gone, he definitely did his homework, did some classes, and learned a whole bunch about, you know, the back end and all the paperwork stuff, and when I came back, it just happened. We just happened to link up. He's like, man, what do you think about, you know, me doing some management? I'm like, yeah, let's do it, you know, and it just happened organically, and it's just been all uphill, you know, so.
Who are all in your team? Who's your teammates? Who are your...
Right now, Pace Brown, Lil Rambo, that's, you know, B Genius, he's like a producer, wherever he's got a studio, so that's kind of like AMG's home studio.
Okay.
But my engineer's Two-Tone at a Mad Records, so that's who I record with. So
Two-Tone.
shout out to Two-Tone, he's a genius.
That's what's up.
yeah.
Okay, so let's get into, because when you performed at Backstage Uncut, I wasn't sure if it was a gospel song. You were making some biblical references.
Possibly.
Scriptural references. Seemed like you were coming from like the biblical
Yes.
spiritual standpoint of view.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about where you are with that now.
I mean, I'm definitely in a good space. You know, I definitely, I asked for this, and it's been like, since I've came back, it's been nothing but just, I mean, I wake up every day and I'm excited, and I know that they said be careful what you wish for, and it's definitely like I asked the Lord, like, man, I still want to do this music. I still, and it's just, I had a second opportunity to do it, and it's just been like nothing but blessings. Like every day is just like something new.
Yeah.
You know, anything I need, like, I needed. You know, I was getting beats off, you know, I had producers, but I was just, in the meantime, I was writing YouTube beats, and, you know, I needed producers, and then boom, producers start popping up. I'm getting stuff just organically from different places, and Two-Tone, she actually worked with Two-Tone when did you work?
25 years ago at
25 years
Applebee's.
ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and me and Two-Tone knew of each other, like, back in the scene, because he actually kind of took a hiatus too, and we kind of came back on the scene at the same time. And then me linking up with him, kind of just like, I knew that was it. Like, me working with Two-Tone was just like, he works as fast as I do. He's a dope engineer, got a dope studio.
Yeah.
And we just been pumping out music like crazy. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you doing one single at a time now? Is
Yeah.
that what's happening?
Right now, yeah, I'm working on singles. My album's done,
Okay.
but right now I'm just I got three. Well, actually, I got 4 singles. So I'm doing 4 singles, 4 videos, and then I'm probably gonna drop the project.
And then drop the Southern Project.
Yes.
We probably won't hear like summer of 22 then maybe.
Yes, probably yes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you're on the second one?
Yeah, I'm on the second one.
Okay, Transcendence.
Right.
For me, that's
Yeah.
like my word of the day. So I need to
Okay.
understand like where was your mind at? What made you come from there?
Cause I mean, I came from like I was coming out of a dark place,
Mm.
so I'm just transcending to something new, something positive, something enlightened, and I'm just telling my story about what I've been through, and that's what Transcend's about. I don't know if you heard it, but
I haven't had the opportunity
yes,
to hear it yet.
but-
I have been actually sharing it a lot.
okay,
We
yeah,
see that.
yeah.
And we thank you for that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
So
welcome.
we'll definitely give you the sneak peek. So
Yeah, most
yeah.
definitely. We could play it here. If
Yeah,
you
for
wanna
sure.
set it up, we
Yeah,
got
absolutely.
Bluetooth ready to go. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I definitely would love to hear that. When you moving forward with the next one, can we get a little name or something?
Yeah, it's called Champion.
Champion.
Yeah.
Okay. Ergo, the people's champ.
Yes.
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 Yes. Shout out to Marshall, man. He's
Yeah.
on the hook.
Yeah.
Dope record, man. So that was kind of the format, you know, it was like showing like this is the way, and then on the transcend,
Mhm.
we on the champion. Like,
Okay.
you know, and that's another champion is like a story too, like telling my little journey in the process of what I've been through to where I'm at now. So
Okay.
it all kind of correlates together.
Okay. And when you roll these out, are they just as individuals, or is this something that's going to connect?
Yeah, it's kind of like a trilogy. So the artwork is all like it's gonna be like so it's this is the way, transcend, and champion, and they're all separate pictures. But then at the end when it's done, it's kind of like a poster. You can put it together. So
Oh.
yeah. So I mean, I could show you. I could show you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
so-
we won't do that on camera, but
Okay.
I'll see when we done.
Yes.
That sounds like some Marvel comic type.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's dope.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Tags. He kind of came up with the concept, and it just happened, and it just fit so organically. I was
Yeah.
like, man, these songs, and he's like, yeah, this is the way. Show them the way, and you transcend, and then champion. Like, and that's how he did the artwork. So it came
So
together.
we're gonna
though.
get some cinematics.
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to ask you about Campfire.
Yeah.
I'd like to take you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was a big era, and it leads me into talking about the Las Vegas music scene. If I can even say that that's a valid
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah.
Because from Campfire and LVCS, it was booming out here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think there was anywhere that there was not something going on where you can walk through the door and it's just like all that.
Yeah.
What's up? They shout you out from the stage. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Well, you gotta get up here and do something. You know, it was wild back then, and I just kind of, Campfire seemed to me because I'm not from here, so I moved here. So when I got into the music scene out here and I started meeting everyone out here, Campfire was the biggest group or conglomerate or organization of artists out here. You guys were like the biggest.
Right.
So how did Campfire come to be? Did you come into Campfire? Were you instrumental in setting that up, or what was Campfire all about?
So I would say about 2000 is when I got introduced to Cynical through Art Signs. Shout out to Image One. So Image One. So Campfire consisted of, it was Cynical, who's pretty much like the founder. Cynical and Omno were the ones who put Campfire together.
Okay.
And they had a couple other groups, and then they got with Image, and Image introduced me to Cynical, and it was just like we was off and running. Like Cynical is dope dope producer, and he produced my first album since birth. I dropped that in 2006. And so after that, it was just like a flood. We started doing these shows at the Cooler Lounge. I wasn't even old enough to get in there. And we pulled up like just super deep. We had a whole squad of people, and then they asked us if we wanted to be down with the camp, and we were like, yeah, let's get it.
Okay.
So, and then fast forward, I met Mikey VIP, who then Mikey VIP got on the camp, and he was kind of like the president, you know, and he just started recruiting people, and it just got crazy. We were like 50, 60 people, you know, and it was just a you know, we were like a family, you know, just a group of people that had the same interest, that wanted to make music, and we just built it from the ground up. And I mean, there's still definitely some active members, you know, like Cynical. He did my graphics. You know, Mikey, he's my DJ.
Okay.
You know, Amino, he produced Champion. So we still, and we have a group within Campfire called DNA, which is me, Chrome, Amino, Prez, and Mikey VIP. So during the quarantine, I mean, this has always been Mikey's baby, like to do a DNA project, and we got in the studio during the quarantine, and everybody kind of, you know, came together, and it happened so dope. And I mean, we probably got like 13 records, you know, and we're definitely probably gonna drop that eventually, hopefully sooner than later. But we definitely have that in the bag ready to go. So yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Shout out to Cam.
Who made the slogan? Did you make that up, or did y'all come up with that as like just playing around?
Actually, that was AP. Shout out to AP.
Okay.
AP. Mikey actually brought AP on the Campfire, and he came up with the dope shoes with the matching attire. Your squad's hot, but baby, my Campfire.
Yes.
Yeah.
You always knew. I mean, it would be quiet in the room, and then one of y'all would just hollered out, and before the third word, all of them is just in there, hollering that shit. You're just like, shut up.
Yeah.
So were you still at Campfire when you went to Money Active?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Campfire was more family, and Money Active was when you went to the record label?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that experience like for you?
I mean, it was dope, because Prince, that's my big homie. I know Prince since and I just wrote this song. I haven't recorded it yet. I can't wait to record it. It's kind of just telling my story about how I met Prince and everything that we went through. But Prince, I mean, he's always was just like a big influence on my life since I was a kid.
Okay.
My mom actually, he lived on the same street as me, and my mom was like, I met this kid down the street, I want you to meet him. He said, he's a nice kid. And so I came outside, and he was 5 houses down, like, oh, what's up? You got a Newport? And then, you know, next thing I know, we in his room, we rapping on instrumentals. And he's like, man, you ever shot a gun before? And I'm like, no. He pulled out the gun. He's like, man, put that thing out the window. He's like, go ahead. I'm like, for real? I'm like, boom, 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 boom.
What?
Yeah, so that was my introduction to Prince, you know. And yeah, it was just, you know, it was a different time. This was 1996, okay?
Okay,
yeah. And Prince was definitely with the shit.
Oh.
And
I can believe that.
yeah, but then every summer, he would pull up on me with these mopeds, like, come on, you take me to the west side. And then next summer he came in this long Cadillac. Then next summer he come in the Range Rover. Next summer, and it was just like he was just always progressing. He always just had a business mind state, and he was just always making moves. And then he was like, man, I opened up a studio, and I remember he came to my house and picked me up in the Hummer on the 24s. And he was talking to me and my mom. He's like, yeah, I opened a studio. Like, what's up? Let's work. I'm like, let's get it. And we just started banging songs out. And, I mean, he took me to New York. He took me to Detroit. Took me to Atlanta. And we was just hitting the road, you know, doing little shows here and there. But I mean, he showed me a lot of things, you know. and I still talk to him to this day. You know,
Good,
that's
yeah.
that's my guy, man. Shout out to LVP the boss,
Right?
money active, yeah.
I think we're still on Instagram. I see him on
Okay.
Instagram. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing good.
Absolutely.
And baby girl, her last birthday, they showed her. She came out. I was like, oh my God, she's a grown woman.
Yeah, yeah.
She grew up. I couldn't believe it. It was a wonderful thing, and that's good. You guys still have that relationship.
Yes.
So after Money Active, you had the hiatus.
No, so during the Money Active, that's when I had this LV Boy situation.
Okay.
And what was so dope about that, like, I mean, Prince was so cool and just like so supportive of anything I want to do. He's like, man, this is a good opportunity, man. Do your thing.
Yeah.
And we had some money behind us, and we got to, do some traveling and do a whole bunch of features with a lot of people. And I definitely learned a lot about the business aspect of things, like doing features and, if your paperwork ain't right, contracts ain't right. Like, we did music with some of these, known artists, and then in the end we couldn't put some of these records out because of, just contract stuff. But, they still got paid, but we were just sitting on these records, we couldn't put them out. So, that kind of, dwindled away, and then boom, that's when my mom passed away, and that's when I went on my hiatus.
Okay. And then after the hiatus, you came in contact with AMG.
Yes, again, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So, what do you, after these 4 roll out in your album, I have to ask, what are your next 3 years? What do you see? Because I know you guys are going on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you already have all of your cities laid out. It's already in the planning stage.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty much all laid out. So that's, for next year, definitely getting out of Vegas.
Okay.
Definitely.
How long is the tour going to be?
Not sure. I'm sure it's gonna be at least a few weeks to a month. What I'm thinking. So that's definitely I'm looking forward to that, because definitely gotta spread our wings and get out of Vegas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
And before I wanna ask you a couple more, 2 different topics. One, I would like to, just for those artists that are listening or watching, that they don't understand how important it is to have the business part. What do you say to them?
Definitely get your business right. If you don't like doing it yourself, get somebody that knows how to do it, because it's important.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important, especially on the back end. If you want to monetize some money, and your paperwork's got to be right, your ASCAP, your BMI, and all that stuff. So even when you do shows, like if some of these venues that we do shows with, if they're registered with, you can get credit for all this stuff. So and most people don't do that. That's why certain producers that I want to work with, but if they ain't got their paperwork right, it's like I can't even, your paperwork needs to be right. I need signatures. I need you to sign off. I need exclusive rights to beats, because I don't want to deal with no issues down the line when it comes to dropping this music, because your stuff will get flagged if your paperwork ain't right. You will get flagged.
It sure will, and that's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and just before we go, we would like to know, what do y'all do for fun? Because y'all stay grinding. I was at Lady Brandy's place working, and I'm like, yeah, girl, I think I'm gonna go on and go ahead and get that T-shirt. And she was like, oh, where you at? We will pull up right now. I was like, oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go, girl. Cash that, and y'all was right outside.
Yeah.
So when do you guys have fun? Because when you out networking, that's still work.
Yeah.
That's not just kick back. That's still working.
Yeah, we go out to eat. That's what we like to do. We go hit some fancy restaurants. We gonna get some crab legs and some lamb chops, and we finna go eat. We definitely have fun with the kids. She has 3 boys, and I got a niece and my nephew. They're all in sports, all amazing kids. So we're like, stay busy. Volleyball games, football games, and
Oh, you are soccer mom extraordinaire.
Yes,
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Big time.
I'm a wrestling and football mom,
Yeah.
3 generations in, and I love it.
Yeah.
And he's been supportive since my son, who's getting ready to graduate this year, was in 7th grade. That's when he
Yeah.
started coming around, going to basketball games
Yeah.
with me and my family. And yeah, he's been to every game I go
That's
to.
what's
So.
So, and that's, and they went to the high school that I went to.
And
So,
I went to as well.
yeah.
Okay.
So, shout out to Valley High School Vikings, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
So-
dope to even pull up to my old high school and be in the gym and just the whole nostalgic feeling of it. You know, the smell of the gym and the hallways, and it's just dope. And that's my neighborhood.
Song coming out, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
This is got me thinking.
Yeah.
And I mean, and being able to share his high school experience with my children, my high school experience, and the do's and the don'ts, and you know, I have a relationship with my son. I mean, he'll come sit at the edge of the bed, and he's talking about very personal things with me and Samson, and just I'm so grateful to have that because not every parent does.
Yeah.
And he's helped me with that foundation with my son, so I'm very grateful for that because that's so important with these kids these days.
Ooh, God, is it? Oh, it's so imperative to have the mom and dad in the home, the parents or that figure because, woo,
Yes.
I can't say no damn joke. I gotta share the story because if I get a chance to see this baby, I'm finna lay her over my knee.
Yeah.
Okay, I said it. I'm auntie, so I say that, y'all.
Yes.
But the way they talk to their parents, the way they put their hands on their grandparents, like who's teaching them this?
Yeah. I know, and I'm going to speak for myself. I know there was a time, because I am a widow, prior to
Okay.
meeting Samson, and there was a time, you know, I wasn't the choicest mother, and I had some experiences, and I had some therapy and some counseling that, you know, and that I'm very, very grateful for to this day, and grateful to be in therapy with Samson as well, because, you know, we're going on about 5 years right now, and we've come a long way, both of us, you know, because we were in the streets together too. So,
Okay.
but I, you know, separated myself, like, I gotta get it together, and he was right behind me, so.
I love y'all. I do. I love y'all, and it's really good to see you settled, Samson.
Yeah.
You seem like you're not like his spirit isn't here, and then the soul over there, and like you seem now like settled, and it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to these videos. I want to see the trilogy and all of that. Are you gonna have a listening party or?
Yes, definitely. We're gonna do all that. So no dates yet, but we definitely going up for sure.
Yes. Make sure we know because it's some kind of sport.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, y'all. Well, we are gonna get out of here, but I really want to thank the both of y'all for coming through. I know the schedule is ridiculous because I'm like, do they see the inside of their home ever?
When it's bedtime.
When it's bedtime,
Yeah,
that's
when
it.
it's bedtime.
That's it.
We're
Yeah.
Aaron gang.
I seen y'all on
Yes.
Facebook. I seen somebody hit you up. And you was like, well, where are you at? I think you said something like, we're on Sahara or something like
I'll
that.
come right now.
I'll come right now. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, she don't play. I
Yeah,
love it.
pull up.
Yes, but we gonna get out of here, everybody. Samson, wave goodbye to the world.
Peace, y'all. Bless it.
Say bye, ladies.
Yes.
Say bye, y'all.
Bye.
And thanks for sitting and chilling with us again. This is our first episode, so we're definitely gonna chop this down, and you guys are gonna get to see whatever may have been possibly happening in the room. And we'll just get a really wonderful full spectrum of our wonderful guests, Daisha and Samson, the People's Champ. Shout out to AMG. Thanks for letting them come on through here and get away from their busy schedule. And we are going to see you guys next week. Same bad time, same bad place. This is Wizdom Phoenix with That's Factz on 23rd Letter TV, and we're out.
Night terrors in the days, weeks turn into months. For you know it's been a year and I'm still on the hunt. 2 years later thinking I got control. Little did I know, slowly I was losing my soul. Isolated from my family, didn't ask for no help. Stubborn in the motherfucker like I